The girl was originally a young genius of her generation. She had no interest in men, but she was captivated by the queen's husband. Everyone thought the prince was just a freeloader. Only she understood that this man was a top-level powerhouse with hidden depths. After finishing their business, Xiaoqian carried Zhongling back to the barbecue camp, feeling very good that he had finally secured his comfortable life. The Blood Cloud Tower, which had sought to manipulate him into acting against the Great Flame Empire, had been eradicated. Subsequently, Xiaoqian gently patted Zhongling's little head and advised her to behave and not speak recklessly, and they returned. Zhongling's face turned crimson, and she mumbled softly, saying that she was not a child anymore. Afterward, the two acted as if nothing had happened and arrived at the side of the guard squad. Xiaoqian, with a straight face, explained that he had accidentally lost the token of affection given to him by the queen, but thankfully, Zhongling had helped him find it. However, this kind of excuse was hardly believable. The next morning, Zhongling hurriedly left without explaining the reason to anyone. She was seen by her father, who was puzzled and asked where she was going in such a hurry. Zhongling truthfully answered that she was going to the palace. The middle-aged man became curious about what she was going to do at the palace, especially since she had dressed in a way she had never shown interest in before. Zhongling stammered in her explanation, saying that before the queen left, she had entrusted her to take care of the prince, and that was why she was going to the palace. But her father expressed his doubts, mentioning that the prince had his own imperial guards for protection in the palace. He even heard that the prince was a pleasure-seeking individual who did nothing all day. Before he could finish his words, Zhongling interrupted him, loudly saying that one couldn't make judgments about Lord Prince without having spent time with him. Then she rushed out of the Zhong residence, leaving her father bewildered. Clearly, his daughter had rejected the prince just yesterday, but now, after only one day, she had changed so drastically and even argued with him to defend the prince. Women could indeed be unpredictable. At the same time, in the palace, Xiaoqian began to enjoy leisurely days and gained a clear understanding of the concept of comfortable life, this life of being served by palace maids, having everything at his fingertips, and even being able to watch the shows on his system was truly enjoyable. Seeing the man so carefree, the guards around him grew increasingly angry. The queen herself was on the front lines, fighting the enemy, while her husband was indulging in luxury. It was truly infuriating. At this moment, Zhongling arrived here dressed as a young girl. Her attire immediately startled the guards who were protecting Xiaoqian. The commander of the guards was astonished internally. Was this still the young general she knew? Seeing his personal bodyguard approaching, Xiaoqian was also puzzled. Why had this little girl suddenly come to the palace? Zhongling stood upright and earnestly told Xiaoqian that the queen had entrusted her with his protection, so she had to fulfill her duty. Xiaoqian, with a disdainful expression, didn't want her to be here. He was afraid that she might accidentally reveal his true strength one day, which would affect his easygoing life. One of the guards felt worried, as Xiaoqian's attitude towards the young general was so dismissive. If the general lost her temper, how would they be able to stop her? However, things took an unexpected turn. Zhongling didn't get angry. Instead, she stubbornly declared that she wouldn't leave. The guard displayed a look of disbelief, and in her heart, she had her own speculations. The prince must have initially charmed Queen Her Majesty into marrying him with his looks, and now, it seemed even the young genius of their generation, General Zhongling, had fallen under the spell of this enchanting prince.